Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 14 and today we will present about the Information Technology Division. Here is our group members.
My name is Nur Ain Bakar and today I will explain about the ITD's background. The main services that provided by ITD department is providing a conducive and favorable environment for IT management. Aside from that, this division also help in enhancing IIUM ITSD strategic planning by focusing on building the technology platform and its infrastructure. Next, this division has particular emphasis on its organizational approach for the strategic information system planning. And lastly, ITD assists in designing the value-added activity depends on its infrastructure, which will support the important tasks in teaching, learning, and research of IIUM. For the units in ITD, it has 7 units in total, which are the administration, database, infrastructure services, the academics and students affairs, IT governance, customer care and commercializations, administrative application services, and business intelligence research and collaboration. In general, for the administration, this unit is responsible in supervising the daily admin operation and facilitating the request. It also has a function in HR matters like the selection for the requirement of the staff. Overall, there are a total of 76 employees working in ITD department, which all of them are full-time workers.
Okay, my name is Nur Ain Nasuha binti Zahaman and I will proceed with financial and non-financial unit in ITD. Administrative unit is one of the unit that handle financial tasks like prepare annual budget and keep track of the budget to ensure better performance. The unit also decide on what to purchase on division level, monitor the payment and account receivable matter. It also monitor the monetary agreement and contract, the personal payment, and allocation for the petty cash. Next, there are also non-financial unit in ITD, for example, the IT Governance Unit and Customer Care and Commercialization Unit. IT Governance Unit is responsible for setting up the IT rules, protocols, standard, and guidance for the university. It also promotes IT product and services provided by the university. Meanwhile, Customer Care and Commercialization Unit, it monitor and compile customer feedback and complaints about ITD services through all available communication channel. Okay, next, funds in ITD. IIUM is a public university, so the main fund is from the ministry. Most of the time, the fund for ITD are from the proportion of budget determined by the Department of Finance. For ITD, budget is limited because university depends on the budget provided by the government. In fact, ITD also generates its own fund by providing service to other universities during convocation. The only service ITD offers is AutoCAD graduation name, which used to read graduates' name automatically. Moving on to the next one, funds from the university are not enough to cover all costs in ITD because often the budget received and approved by the Department of Finance is less than budget requested by the ITD. ITD will try to save in using their budget. For example, ITD will look for the best vendor when making any purchase because they want to minimize the cost but at the same time meet all the specifications.
I'm Nurul Syahzanani. So I will continue with the second point, which is the type of costs in ITD department. There are 3 main costs incurred by ITD department. So the first one is mandatory, and under mandatory there are computer rental costs, computer software and license costs, as well as maintenance and repairs. So for the license, it refers to the license purchase for Microsoft or iMaklum and iTaklim, which is used by the student for learning purpose and other purpose related to IIUM. The second cost is Wi-Fi, which is the most needed and demanded by all students, especially during this COVID-19 pandemic. As we know that there are still some students and staff who are staying in IIUM right now during this pandemic. So these people really rely on Wi-Fi for the purpose of online learning as well as for accessing other websites. The third and the last cost is communication and utility costs, which refer to all telephone bills in IUM. So, other than all these costs, There are also costs in doing research, as well as the cost for the installation of server, which is used for collecting and gathering data of IUM students. Okay, this year in 2020, the budget allocated by ITD department for all the costs that I have mentioned just now is almost 16 million, where 7 million is allocated for maintenance, 4 million is for Wi-Fi purpose, 700,000 for purchasing the license, and the remaining are for the other expenses. However, for your information, this 16 million is only for one item only, and there are remaining 16 items to be paid. So as we can see, most budget are allocated for maintenance purpose because ITD department is in the process of enhancing their Wi-Fi line from telecom to a new system, which use 100% Wi-Fi starting the end of this year. So actually, the purpose of this enhancement is to reduce the communication expenses, which recently cost ITD around 100,000 due to the restoration of payment for Wi-Fi and communication. By converting the telecom line to the new system, they will be able to allocate more money for maintenance as the Wi-Fi will be under maintenance expenses. So that's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter.
I am Umairah. So now I will explain about the report to compare between actual and budgeted expenses. So of course ITD also have their report. They also prepare the report to compare between actual and budgeted expenses. Actually they will prepare it 4 times every year because they need to present it every quarter in a year. So they will present the report at the budget committee meeting. This is very important because at the budget committee meeting is where they can ask for the extra allocation by presenting their expenses. And actually, it is a common thing for ITD to have the insufficient allocation because every year they will not got the allocation that they have request from the prior year. So that's why it's very important to prepare this report with details and to prepare it properly so that it will convince the upper level management to give them extra allocation. Okay, next, ITD is one of the divisions that is very highly dependent on money. But actually, this is a problem because IIUM is a public university, so we only got allocation from the Ministry of Higher Education. That's why budget in the IIUM is a bit constrained. So why I said that ITD is one of the division that is highly dependent on money, this is because of the systems and technology that is keep changing. ITD is very related to the technology. So whenever the technology is changing, they need to update their systems. They also need to buy the new support items that is compatible with the current technology so that the system can work well. That's why budget committee meeting is very important for them to request the additional money. And usually they will got the extra allocation at the third quarter. So the extra allocation that ITD got in the third quarter actually come from the other divisions, from the allocation of other divisions. The upper level management take it so that it can cover the expenses in the ITD. And ITD will never use their trust funds because they will only use it when they are too desperate. So why the upper level management took the other allocation from other divisions to support ITD? This is because ITD is one of the compulsory and important divisions in IIUM. Like you can see that ITD is the one who provide the service and system. They are the one who provide ICT infrastructure, facilities and services like Wi-Fi. Other than that, ITD is also the one who control the academic system like iTaklim, iMaklum. So they always need to make sure that the iTaklim and iMaklum works well. And because of the COVID-19, the demand for ITD is becoming higher. This is because they need to make sure that the Wi-Fi connection is always good because the lecturer and the students who stay inside the campus need to have the good Wi-Fi connection so that they can join the online class without stuck or without lagging. That's why ITD will try to ask for more allocation, more money for the next year, but they cannot expect much because of the current situation that make the fees of the of the students is discounted. So even IUM also do not have enough money to cover that.
Next, in order to measure the staff performance, the IT division uses Key Performance Indicator, which is KPI. The KPIs has been set by superiors in the IT division, according to the appropriate standards. There are various types of KPIs used by the IT division to measure performance of its employees, but the most commonly used is qualitative indicators because it is very appropriate and effective in making a survey of employee satisfaction. The KPIs set are also different for each employee because each employee has different job tasks and descriptions according to their respective job divisions. Basically, KPIs seem to be closely related to salary increment and promotion. Employees who achieve 75% and above of KPIs are eligible for salary increase, and later this will motivate them to work harder. Meanwhile, for those who do not reach 75% do not deserve a salary increase, and hence this will demotivate them to work harder in the future. The staff KPI of ITD also included on how to manage costs. For example, the employees need to manage stationery stock. The clerk on duty should always inspect in and out activities, record the inventory, and know what action to take if the stationery runs out of stock. At the end of the year, the superior will make an assessment and link with KPIs to monitor the clerk's performance. From there, the superior can check the result and detect if the employee achieved the percentage of KPIs set in the task performed or not. Based on all the information stated above, the management of costs and the allocation of money by ITD is efficient and well organized because they always find the best way to allocate the budget and minimize the cost. Hence, preparation of the budget report is a crucial thing that needs to be done periodically so that the money can be allocated in the most effective way. From the aspect of units in ITD, it is structured and well organized, but there are some issues regarding the smoothness of iTalim and Prereq website. The complaints are about the website being crashed and lagged. Hence, the ITD need to allocate additional costs for the units responsible in order to fix the problem. In order to improve the insufficient budget in ITD, they should diversify the services they have to attract the attention of other universities or companies. For instance, ITD can develop and design a website that has the same features as iTalim and iMaklum to other universities. For companies, ITD can provide custom building the company site that have amazing design, functionality and high technology feature. For the course, ITD can cooperate with the person in charge of students mahala to gather all the students that decide to stay in the campus in one block until it is fully used. This method can help ITD to reduce the Wi-Fi connection used in other MT mahal and also reduce their cost for the Wi-Fi connection. For KPIs improvement, there are two methods. First, the superior should use the evaluation and opinion of the boss and colleagues. But to get more accuracy, the superior should use the comparison assessment because there is a likely occurrence of bias in the first method.